Well, after 7 days of battling the Adelaide Hills bushfire, authorities today declared the blaze contained. Brenton Raglis joins us now from Kersbrook. Brenton, some great news there and some more good news. Extra relief has been offered to those affected.
Yes, good evening, Kate. That's true. The Prime Minister was in town here today in the Adelaide Hills to make that announcement after touring the fireground, though himself under fire for leaving his visit so late. Fresh from his trip to the Middle East, Tony Abbott met with volunteers. He praised them for their courage and promised financial assistance, then flew out 3 hours later.
From a conflict zone to a disaster zone.
So what was the wind strength, Jerry, on the day?
Prime Minister Tony Abbott surveys our bushfire-ravaged Adelaide Hills.
Did you have crews, Jerry, on that house? Yes, you did, yeah.
CFS commanders talking Mr Abbott through their hellish 6-day battle.
Overall, it's been a successful operation, a very complicated and complex operation involving many agencies,
including interstate reinforcements.
Good to see you, fellas. Thanks for coming over. No worries at all. Good on you. Well done.
He's a member in a neighbouring district of ours up in New South Wales, so it's good to see him out here.
Others just relieved their job is done.
Tired, ready to go home, but just come down, do what we can.
Many local volunteers will remain on the ground for weeks. At the Incident Command Centre, Mr Abbott joined Premier Jay Weatherill in thanking them.
It's becoming almost a truism of the Australian summer to say that the worst in nature brings out the best in people.
And the reason we're not standing here grieving the loss of life and even greater loss of property is because of the skill and dedication of the people all around us.
Mr Abbott, who's been criticised for not visiting earlier, used his belated arrival to offer extra assistance.
If you've lost your house or your house has been severely damaged, it's a payment of $1,000 per adult, $400 per child.
Fortunately, it's less people than first thought. The total number of homes destroyed has been reduced from 32 to 27. Anyone whose income's been affected by the blaze can access welfare payments. Being here now, it's almost hard to imagine just a couple of days ago, fire tore through these hills and valleys. But while this cleansing rain provided some much needed relief, fire crews insist it was their hard work which brought the blaze under control. Many now finally able to relax. This is a photo of the One Tree Hill CFS unit enjoying a quiet moment yesterday afternoon. But they're all too aware the danger remains.
We're in week 1 January, and if you have a look at the Adelaide Hills, they are a strong potential for fire.
Eddie Godfrey, 9 News.
Well, despite the fire now being 100% contained, there are some locals still unable to return home. Alice Monfries is live at the Mount Pleasant Football Club. And Alice, there are some families that have been forced to live there.
Well, that's right, Brenton. These football club rooms have become a temporary home for 5 adults and 2 7-year-old boys. They've been here since Saturday, and as you can see, they're sleeping on the floor and they're relying on donations from the community. They all fled their Kersbrook homes together on Friday night. They're neighbours, but until this week, they barely knew each other. But now they're calling each other family. The fire has passed, but the nightmare's not over for these Kersbrook locals.
I really didn't sleep well. Probably an hour's sleep last Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, not knowing if I still have a house, if I still have my photos of my son when he was born. The Morgrams, the Brettigs and Therese Sabania have all slept on the floor of the Mount Pleasant Football Club room since Saturday. They fled their Kersbrook Forest Road homes together on Friday as flames tore through their properties.
The fire was actually coming down the hill to my house and I was driving along the road with the fire at the side of me.
They sheltered in Kersbrook Hall the first night, but when flames reached the town on Saturday, they fled to Mount Pleasant.
My son was vomiting for the whole day.
But that night the club rooms were open for them and 7-year-olds Daniel and JD quickly became each other's support.
He's his best friend now. They become best friends through this fire, yeah.
Pretty scary firstly, but not now.
What do you think now?
I think it's like a holiday.
Their 3 homes are all still standing, but have no water or power and deemed too hazardous to return to. So they're stuck here, relying on donations from the community.
Then a family with 7 children in the caravan park brought us over, must have been a couple of $100 worth of groceries, and I was blown away by that.
And they don't know how much longer they'll be here.
We've all supported and bolstered one another. We've all had our down moments and everyone's sort of had such a humour, even despite everything that's happened, the humour pulls us through.
Alice Monfries, 9 News.
And the resilience of Hills locals is shining through across the ranges. Residents now in the rain, picking through the fire-ravaged remains of their homes, determined to rebuild.
The Bartels family scouring through the rubble of their Wattle Road property, a sense of disbelief hanging in the air that there's nothing left of the place they've called home for 20 years, but then hope in the form of 2 alpacas.
I was expecting all of our livestock to be dead, and somebody said, "Oh no, we saw a couple wandering in the paddock," and we were stunned.
Brenda is moving them to a friend's property away from the scorched earth. Her optimism inspiring.
Rebuilding, is that on the cards at the moment, or is it
I don't think we can save the place. It's a way of changing direction. We can build a different shaped house. We can do different things with the land. It's like a new start. We can start again with something else. So it's an opportunity.
Just a few hundred metres away, Graham Zucker's home was spared by the indiscriminate blaze.
We're the lucky ones. We've still got a house.
And many of those who came through relatively unscathed, pitching in to help their neighbours.
You feel for the people that have actually lost everything. It'll regrow. Everything will regrow.
There are stories of survival across the ranges as flames tore through Jan and Linda Boharchik's Gumaraka property. They hid in their outdoor cellar along with Linda's 90-year-old blind mother.
It was very, very distressing and scary.
After 40 minutes surviving the thick smoke by breathing through wet towels, a water bomber came to their rescue.
I have a goosebump just talking about it. We are so grateful, very grateful.
To Will McDonald now, and Will, plenty of focus on the clean-up, but the work of firefighters isn't over.
Yeah, that's right, Branton. I'm on the side of the road between Kersbrook and One Tree Hill, and obviously the blackened scrub around here shows the complete ferocity of the fire that went through this part of the Adelaide Hills. But just down the road and late this afternoon, we actually came across a CFS crew that was putting out a fallen tree that wasn't just smouldering, but its stump was still actually on fire. Now, that's a scenario that is going to last for several weeks, some weeks at least, given the heat that went through this part of the hills. Now, crews are going to have to keep a close watch on these hot spots. There are fears, of course, that with more strong winds and more hot weather, that they could ignite unburnt patches of scrub. And of course, another fire is something that no one that has been through this wants to see. Brenton?
Yeah, thanks, Will. Well, this is inspiring. Weary firefighters have switched from fighting the blaze to delivering the thousands of donated items to those who need them most. The recovery phase well and truly underway.
Sorting, stacking and packing the goodwill of South Australia.
It has been overwhelming, absolutely overwhelming. Can't believe how generous the public are.
After 7 days in the fireground, the CFS isn't slowing down. At Tea Tree Gully, firefighters have been delivering donations directly to those affected.
Started Saturday, late Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we just were really inundated.
And handing out surplus perishable goods to local schools. Relief centres are working to get people back on their feet. We joined local Kersbrook residents heading home from the Golden Grove Relief Centre, an eerie journey through a scarred landscape.
They've got nothing. I've got a house to live in. All those people that have lost everything, I'm feeling the pain for them.
Cheryl Scott and her family count themselves lucky. They stayed to defend their home. Blackened earth shows just how lucky they are.
The wind changed direction just like that. It was coming over here, and then it went over the tank and it went that way.
Daughter Jess sheltered her bunny Bugsy in the bathroom when the fire hit.
I put him in the cat cage and my dog in the laundry, and now I'm keeping him calm down because he got really scared.
While Molly was kept safe in the laundry.
But while more and more roads are opening up thanks to the tireless work of crews, Cuddly Creek remains cut off and the community isolated. But the people here are banding together in remarkable ways.
Having community dinners because that's where, because no one's got power. So the community's all rallied together, so humbling.
Harvey Biggs, 9 News.